Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm prepping my proteins, and the main protein that we eat is chicken. So this is about 12 kilos of chicken breast. We are a family of 6, so there's about 9 to 10 meals here. Washed all my chicken thoroughly and made sure that I had everything around my space. As you know, chicken, you don't want to cross-contaminate anything. I started cutting the chicken into thin strips, and I'm going to season this with taco seasoning. This time I'm actually using the one from Costco's. So I'm going to put this in the freezer after I've marinated it for tacos, enchiladas, some wraps. As you can see, I've already started cutting some more chicken in some cubes, and this is going to be marinated with some Indian spices to keep it in the freezer for chicken curry. Sometimes I'll just fry it up on a pan as a side dish for when I make dal, just for some added protein, or as a side for pasta. Times I also pop it on some wraps for some quick lunches. Right now what I'm doing is just cutting up the chicken, and I will be using barbecue sauce and some brown sugar to marinate this. And my plan is to use this kind of in sandwiches. The scraps that I'm putting away on the side is just for my dogs as a little treat. As you can see, they're in the background waiting. I'm going to be cutting up some chicken into just a little bit larger pieces. So this is a little bit like tenders that I'd want to marinate it with pickle juice for my children's lunches. Next, I'm going to be cutting up some more chicken in cubes, and this is going to be for the chicken curry that I'm going to be making in the coming week. So I'll be marinating this with a bunch of Indian spices, and I'll put this in the fridge rather than the freezer. This bit of chicken that I'm prepping right now is for chicken katsu. I prefer to marinate it on the day that I'm going to use it, so that's what I'll be doing. But I thought, let me just cut it up and put it in the freezer so it's done. Now I'm just going to make sure that the kitchen is thoroughly cleaned since there was chicken that was being cut up. I'm just going to be taking care to make sure that it's disinfected really thoroughly. I also mopped the kitchen just in case there was any drippings or anything like that. Keep a lookout for my short that comes out usually on Wednesdays on weeknight dinner ideas. So I will be using the proteins that I've prepped. Also, let me know if you would like to see a long form video as a follow-up to this video. But otherwise, like I said, just keep an eye out for my shorts. I usually prep the vegetables on the day that I'm actually making the meal. I'm not very rigid with the meal, so I won't do like Monday tacos, or Tuesday chicken curry. I'll move it around on what we feel like eating. I generally make chicken about 2 to 3 times a week, and the other days I usually do vegetarian. So usually a dal or some sort of pasta. For the barbecue sauce marinade, I used about a cup of barbecue sauce and a heaped tablespoon of brown sugar. Probably serve this up as a sandwich or a burger, and a side of fries maybe. We'll see how that goes. It's probably going to be a Friday night meal. When making these meals, I usually take it out of the freezer the night before and leave it in the fridge. Or my mum taught me this cool little trick where you can put it in a bowl of hot water and with a teaspoon of salt, and also she suggested vinegar as well, but I've done it just with salt and it's thawed in about 20 minutes or so. You're actually freezing it nice and flat, so it's going to thaw out really quickly. Putting a bunch of Indian spices here. This is going to be a chicken curry, and I'm going to freeze this one so that I have a spare in the freezer. It's always good to have extras in the freezer, especially on those nights that you feel like you don't want to cook, but if you've got some inspiration that's in the freezer, you're more likely to do so, at least for me. For this bunch of chicken, I'm going to marinate it with some pickle juice and leave it in the fridge. And when I plan to use it, I'm going to make some chicken tenders for it and bake it in the oven. With the last bit of chicken, I'm going to put a bunch of Indian spices in there, with the exception of using fresh ginger and fresh garlic. I've grated both of those, and I also use some plain yogurt. So this is going to be left in the fridge. My plan is to use it to make some chicken curry, so probably 2 types, like the green chicken curry where I use mint, coriander and some green chilies, and probably the tomato based one as well. That was a really good prep for me. Now I've got 8 to 10 options in the fridge and the freezer. It's really nice to get this organized now that school holidays are finished and we're starting a whole new term. Just to finish, I thought I would tell you a little bit about myself. Hi, my name's Lidwin, and I'm a married mum of 4 kids. I've got 2 boys and 2 girls. We've also got 2 dogs and a cat. Professionally, I'm a registered nurse, and I've been in that industry for about a decade. For the past 3 years, I've been home because I want to stay home, and that's where my heart is. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!